Hi, this is Tanya from unhasty.com, and today I want to talk about the story. You'll see what I mean when I get into it. Have you ever noticed that feeling crappy and tired is sort of a downward energy spiral? I've noticed that when I remind myself that I'm sick by saying things like, I'm so tired, I have a cold again, there's something going around the office and I picked it up again, or I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I'm telling myself a story. I'm telling myself that I'm sick. I actually end up feeling worse every time I utter one of these statements. When I constantly remind myself that I'm sick, I feel like I'm not giving myself, my energy, my attitude, time to get better. In effect, I'm kind of telling it to stay crappy. On the other hand, when I tell myself I feel fine, I feel great, and I don't, I totally shut down any positive feelings that I'm trying to start with that statement because it feels like a lie. So what do? Well, this is what I do. I believe that we create our own reality to a point. I mean, yeah, if I had total control over my reality, I'd be a millionaire and I probably wouldn't have multiple sclerosis. But, there you are, whatever. What I mean by creating reality is everything we experience is filtered through our senses, through our memories, through our emotions, through our experiences, and so on and so on and so on. So if we can create a series of statements that feels like truth, or even not exactly truth, but true enough that we're not going to shut it down right away, we can use statements like that to make ourselves feel better, right? We can boost our attitude and maybe boost our energy just by changing the way that we talk. So I call that rewriting the story. So instead of telling yourself a story about how sick you are, tell yourself a story about how you're healing. So instead of saying, I feel like crap, I say, I'm dealing with something right now. I know it's going to pass. And right now, I'm just kind of taking a break and I'm healing. Okay? So instead of saying, I'm so tired, I'm too tired to deal with this right now, I say, I'm really looking forward to going to sleep as soon as I deal with this task. And this is a big one for me. I just don't know how much longer I can deal with this. I get into that one when I start getting into self-pity. If I let myself wallow, that totally comes out. I don't know how much longer I can deal with this. So when that happens, I have to remind myself, I will deal with this the same way I have dealt with everything else that has come along so far. I have a history of being able to deal. Sometimes I just have to remind myself that I'm not helpless. I tend to get more and more pathetic the longer I allow myself to stay in one of these downward spirals, the longer I tell myself the story of me being so sick. So the sooner I can break the cycle and change my story, the better it is for me. I can change my energy levels by changing my attitude. It's my superhero power. But you can do it too. So I want you to start noticing when you start to speak into a downward spiral, whether it's you talking to yourself inside your head, or you answering questions like, how are you feeling today, when your friends ask you. When you notice you're saying something negative, stop yourself and say, no, wait, and try to reword it into something that isn't necessarily positive, but at least is more positive and doesn't feel like a lie, right? There's a more extreme version of this whole trying to check your negative self-talk that involves wearing an elastic on your wrist, and every time you have a negative thought, you snap your elastic to make yourself aware of it. I wore the elastic the first time for a week. And by the end of the week, my wrist was like red and swollen and so puffy. But it really showed me how much of my talk inside my head was negative. So that really helped sort of bring it to the forefront so that I could start changing it. Anyway, don't let yourself get into a negative spiral. Stop feeding it. Feed your good stuff, not your bad stuff. Be a superhero if you want to. It's all about you. So make the best of it. What have you got to lose? Anyway, that is what I wanted to say today. So this has been a message from Tanya at unhasty.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a really great day.